Hey everyone, thanks for joining me in this meditation session. You may have noticed last week that I did not post any, and that was because I was out backpacking, so I was away for the week. And also, I haven't posted yoga videos, and that's also the reason why. I went on a nice little backpacking trip, so I was not able to post my meditation or yoga videos. Sorry, my brain farted. So today we're going to do a little meditation on cultivating gratitude. So there's this really interesting thing that happens in our brain where we're wired to look out for dangerous things. And so over time, that has led us to pay more attention to negative situations. So if you always wonder, why am I always focusing on negative things, or why does everything always seem so awful or bad things happen to me, it's because your brain is wired for this. It's because, in way back in generations, ancestors, um, they used to have to look for dangers because that's going to keep you alive. Things that feel good aren't a priority when you're in survival mode. So your brain is just now attuned to the negatives. And so with a gratitude practice, what happens is you're training your brain to look for the positive things instead of focusing on the negative so much. So there's a saying that says neurons that fire together wire together. So, by just paying attention to things that feel good, that are good, you could start to rewire your brain and those neural pathways to making stronger associations of, nicer things. And what's really cool is if you just do this a lot over time, your outlook will be a lot, I don't know, you'll feel a lot happier. You hear happiness is not the destination, it's the path. So a huge part of that is gratitude practice. So today I just wanted to throw out a gratitude practice, take you guys on a little meditation. So if that sounds good to you, find a comfortable seated position and something you can maintain, and start to close your eyes, settle in, find your breath, and just observe it for a while. You don't need to change it. You don't need to force it. Just observe where it's at. Check in with your body today and meet it where it is. Just take note, observe it. Feels good to be seen. You might hear me making little throat sounds, and that's because I've got a cold real bad over the weekend. And so I apologize for that if it's disruptive to the meditation. But try your best to let it go. Okay, now that you have checked in with your body, start to deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. And sometimes I visualize the breath coming from my chest, from my lungs. But as you pull in air, see how much throughout your body you can spread it. As you deepen your breath, maybe it starts in your chest, but see if you could expand it to other bits of your body. And as you expand, You feel that expansion. On your exhales, see if you could really release any tension you're feeling. Release any tension in your jaw, in your forehead, in your eyes, in the back of your head, your neck, your upper back. We all hold a lot of tension in the upper back from technology. See if you could release any tension in your chest, in your arms, your hands and fingertips. Try to release some tension in your abs, your mid back, your low back, your hips, your thighs, from your kneecaps, from your legs, your calves, your feet, your toes, your mind. That thing at work that's bothering you, see if you could let that go. Or what your partner said. Or what they didn't say. Let that go. Excuse me. And one of the things you could be grateful for is this peace that you've created in your body just now. Nobody could take this experience away from you. And it is always accessible to you when things are overwhelming, when you feel confused or lost. Just that by itself can help you to find home. Now, for this next, I guess, 20 minutes, set an intention. Of course, this is a gratitude practice, so cultivating a deep sense of gratitude. Maybe it's something more specific or something more broad, but I do invite you now to set an intention. It could be anything. I'm going to disappear for a second. So, gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a state of being. So, like I mentioned, neurons that fire together wire together. And through practicing gratitude, from acknowledging and witnessing it, we will then start to move past it being a feeling into being a state of being. Things will get easier to see a positive outlook on. You'll start to automatically notice the good things, but it's like a muscle. You have to work for it. As it gets stronger, it'll get easier. So no worries today if you meet your expectations or not. The fact that you're here practicing is already work. It's already beneficial for you. So now I want you to dig through your brain a little bit and find something that you feel grateful for. It could be an experience, it could be a person, it could be a quality within a person or a pet or something simple. Just choose something that the first thing that came to your mind. So, whatever you've chosen, try to visualize it really clearly. As if it was fresh and new at the top of your mind. Like it just happened, or you have it with you, whatever, depending on what you chose. And I want you to start to explore why you feel grateful for this. What is it about whatever you chose? The first thing that came to mind, why does this represent gratitude? What about this thing are you grateful for? Because that will give a lot of insight into you as a person. And notice, what does that feel like in your body to feel grateful, to feel happy and connected? What does it feel like in your heart? Where do you feel it in your body? Maybe you don't feel it in your heart center. Maybe you feel it somewhere else. But explore that and figure out, why do you feel grateful and where do you feel that in your body? And through that exploration, just notice if your feelings of gratitude are, if they're growing or diminishing, and see if you can imagine it as warm, healing light. And now I want you to go back into that little treasure trove in your brain and look for another item. Look for another thing that you feel grateful for. Again, it could be anything, an experience, a person, a quality, a pet, anything. And once you have found your second item, I want you to do the same thing and begin to examine why you feel grateful for this one and where do you feel it in your body. Is it the same kind of gratitude as your previous one? Is it the same reasons you feel grateful, or is it different? Just take note, examine it. Don't judge yourself for feeling a certain thing or not feeling a certain thing. Try to stay as neutral as you can while you're examining your gratitude. But do pick up on how you feel it in your body. And just really dwell in the feeling of gratitude. Really feel how that feels to be grateful. And now let's go back one last time into your brain of life experiences and choose a third and final thing that you're grateful for. Again, it could be anything. And once you have found that, again, I invite you to examine it. I invite you to observe and visualize like it's clear as day. Try to picture that gratitude, that thing that you're grateful for, and question, why do I feel grateful for this? And see if it's different from the other reasons you gave. And for the last time, I invite you to dwell in that gratitude and imagine the warm, glowing light in your body and the feeling. What does it feel like? For most people, gratitude feels really good. It makes you feel really nice. So just dwell in that and see where you feel that and how it shows up for you. And so let's sit with that feeling of gratitude. And these were three examples that were very specific and close to your life, very much enmeshed in your day-to-day activities, to your personal life experience. So as we sit here, let's see if we could expand that sense of gratitude to include bigger things, to include things that are beyond just us, things that are for everybody. Things like the air that you're breathing. The air is for everybody. So just feeling gratitude for that. Or the community around them. So just things that are bigger than just for us. And almost like you're on a Pokemon hunt, how many things can you collect to be grateful for in the next couple minutes? So take note of what gratitude feels like to you in your body and see if you could integrate that into yourself seamlessly, easily, so you don't have to try to feel it. See if you can let that feeling stick to you by opening yourself up and being receptive And see if you can hold on to that without trying very much. That warm, light feeling that you might have. If it stays, that's amazing. And if you notice in the next couple minutes it starts to fade away, that's okay. This practice is always available to you. And the more you practice, as you practice more and more, it will become more integrated into your being. If that doesn't happen today, perfectly fine. But start to deepen your breath. Start to return your thoughts back into life. Start wiggling your fingers and your toes if you are really in a comfortable position. And maybe have one last moment of gratitude that this practice is always available to you. This feeling of home in your breath is always available to you, and nobody can take that. Nobody could take away the feeling of being grateful or your ability to find beauty and gratitude in your life. And I invite you to gently open your eyes when you're ready. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I'm grateful for you showing up and watching this. I think we'll get a community together one day. You're probably watching this on not the live stream, and that's totally fine. Um, I'm going to try to post Tuesdays and Thursday mornings still. Sometimes I don't post on one of those days because I'm sleeping and resting, but I do try. So if you like my meditation, please support me by watching it. Watch my other ones. If you're into yoga, I have yoga videos. If you're really into yoga, you can follow me on Instagram at malam.peace. I'm starting a 30-day asana challenge. So if that sounds interesting to you, it's every day we're going to be practicing an asana from 30 seconds to a minute. It's not a high commitment thing, but it is a consistent thing. And at the end of the month, at the end of each month, we can share the results to see how much improvement has been made on individual asanas. So if that's something that interests you, do follow me there and watch daily and share your progress because I would love to see that as well. And yeah, I think if you just subscribe to this, then you'll continue to get my meditations and my yoga content. So thank you so much for joining me once again, and I will see you again Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Bye.